Hey everybody, Crazy Cosmo here, coming back at you with episode 19 of Why Was It Cancelled? Today, one of my personal favorites, Eureka. Eureka aired from 2006 to 2012 on Sci-Fi, back when it was still called SCI-FI, and actually was one of the very few shows that survived in any major way past the rebranding to SY-FY in 2009. When Eureka premiered on July 18th, 2006, it drew in 4.5 million viewers, the most that Sci-Fi had ever seen for a series premiere in its history. It was also the most watched cable show of that night. And the show continued to put up really good numbers for its entire run, averaging between 2.1 million to 1.9 million viewers for every single episode, all the way up until its final episode in 2012. And to be honest, with everything that was going against this show, it's amazing that we got as much of it as we got. I mean, this show survived the rebranding from Sci-Fi to Sci-Fi. It also survived the writer's strike of 2007 to 2008. Now, predominantly because the show was on hiatus, because it didn't air until July, meaning that for the majority of the writer's strike, they wouldn't have actually been doing any production for Eureka. Though I do want to note that for most of the time, the seasons would air somewhere around July 10th to July 12th. However, after the writer's strike, that season did not air until July 29th. It then aired 8 episodes, went on hiatus for pretty much a year, and aired the other 10 in July of the next year. Now here's the crazy part. Eureka is a show that defies every single thing that I know about TV shows and what I've shown you so far on this channel. Because see, it went on hiatus not once, not twice, but 3 separate times within its run, and it survived 5 seasons with huge ratings. In fact, they actually greenlit a 6th season, even though the show was costing them $2.5 million per episode. Sci-Fi was still willing to pay it and make a 6th season to finish it out on their own terms. However, as I explained before, NBC Universal owned Sci-Fi, and at that point, Paramount was no longer in the picture, and Comcast Multimedia had just acquired NBC Universal. Which meant that Comcast was going through and getting rid of any unnecessary expenditures that they thought they could do without. And unfortunately for us Eureka fans, this was one of them. And so the shortened 9-episode final season that we were going to get to explain the final portion of the story just never came to be because it was just too expensive for Comcast to give it the green light. Thankfully, however, Sci-Fi stepped up to the plate one more time, and they did negotiate one final episode to be added on to Eureka, which was that One More Day that we got as the series finale, which allowed us to at least bring the story back to where it started with the Zoe and Carter cars crossing each other in the night, and him saying he'll deal with it tomorrow. Crazy Cosmo, signing off.